Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this live session on current affairs. Today we will follow and study some important current affairs and facts related to India as well as Assam. And in due stage, this topics and this news are in recent current affairs, and therefore this topics and this discussion becomes very important for you for your upcoming meetings. Okay, so here I will start with today's program. Okay, so there are some of the important topics that we will cover, and you can see some of the important topics being the government schemes of India and Assam, the Assam logistic policy, tiger relocations, green energy, that is both for India and Assam, biofuel, and FIFA bans with respectively something about AIFF. Okay, so let's start with today's session. I welcome you all to CSAP's program on current affairs. Okay, so the first thing which comes under our news is the National Handloom Day. So National Handloom Day, today we know about 8th National Handloom Day, and we all know that this day is celebrated on 7th August every year. Okay, so 7th August is the National Handloom Day. So we can see the Chief Minister of Assam, the Department of Handloom, Textiles and Sericulture, Directorate of Handloom and Textiles. Okay, so you can see even the Gamucha, that is the pride of Assam, okay, is often being represented in this particular page. So you can see reserved item for exclusive production in handloom under the Handloom Reservation of Articles for Production Act of 1985. Okay, so here even our Chief Minister has said that I feel privileged to congratulate all the weavers of the nation on the auspicious occasion of the 8th Handloom Day 2022. Okay, so therefore you can see that with 12.83 lakh weavers, Assam has highest number of weavers in the country. Muga silk, also known as golden silk, is a GI registered product of Assam, okay, which is specifically located in this region of Assam. So we know about this particular act, which is the Handloom Reservation of Articles for Production Act of 1985, which provides for reservation of certain articles for exclusive production by handlooms and for matters connected to therewith. So yate keta articles, keta textile articles sumaya ase 11 textile articles with certain technical specifications which are exclusively reserved for production on handlooms. Okay, so that is one of the category when we have to see about this element of handloom. So we have seen that National Handloom Day of 2023 for every citizen to show combined efforts in support of handloom weavers who suffered from various number of difficulties. And this respective day, that is the day of 7th August, this day helps them to grow income and make Indian handloom products more famous. So the best contribution to National Handloom Day can be purchasing more handloom products and encouraging most people towards it. That is mainly the weavers who are associated with this particular sector. So buying handmade clothes on National Handloom Day is also not enough. So people should buy handmade clothes from weavers to motivate and even to support them. Important criteria. Okay, so therefore we have got various number of celebrations on this National Handloom Day during the time of 7th August of 2022. So we have attended the handloom fairs, we have gone for supporting weavers, we have spread awareness about the Indian handloom industry. But today we have seen that there are various number of government policies which got changed in this particular day. Supposedly we have seen the discontinuance of handloom, powerloom, wool, silk and jute boards in our country. Also there is a creation of handloom portal that we have seen in the coming times. Even during the time of the COVID-19 COVID-19 support fund was released basically for the weavers who have suffered a good loss during the time of COVID pandemic. And therefore today we are supposed to do what? Atmanirbhar Bharat is also amongst the programs that has been taken with respective to handloom. So today the national handloom or the creation of this particular sector is one of the very familiar industry that we need to have today in our country. and we need to glorify this handloom so that we can get more and more products which are basically handmade rather than going for the machine made products. So hekarne kisuman quotes jodi ami aji kobole jao about handloom. So I can say the first quote of Mahatma Gandhi ki koisile that I do spinning and weaving as an important part of any national education system. So tekhete koi koisile Mahatma Gandhi. Even if I say about someone who is basically from the Europe, I can say John Erkison. So he said that a good life is like weaving. Energy is created in the tension, and the struggle, the pull and the tug are everything. So that is the characteristics what holds about handloom. So etu karone ekhini bostu amar karone important hoi jay, and since this things was basically news, you could directly get a question on the national handloom. Basically you should directly know about the handloom reservation of articles for production act 1985, which provides for reservation of certain articles for exclusive production by handlooms and for matters connected therewith. Okay, important aspect. So coming to the next question, not question, sorry, the next topic, Assam logistic policy. Ki koise cabinet approves Assam logistic policy. So financial assistance to flood hit on August 20. So we could see that over here, if I have to see about the Assam logistic policy, demo logistic boli kom. Moi even agor class to eta korisilu session eta about I have said about defined about what is logistic. So what basically is logistic? So it is the process of planning and executing the efficient transformation and storage of goods from the point of origin to the point of consumption. Etu ki hoy logistics. So logistics is the process of planning and executing the efficient transportation and storage of goods from the point of origin to the point of consumption. And therefore we can see that what basically is logistic management. Raw materials or product directly coming to the manufacturers. Manufacturers of transportation transportation of distributors, or I can say about the wholesalers, types of retailers, and then ultimately to the customers. So this is the whole chain of logistic production, and therefore we are today directly moving towards the Assam logistic policy, so that we could have a better master plan for the Guwahati metropolitan area, which will introduce some of the land use zones and meet some of the reforms agenda. So that is the crucial aspect of this respective policy, which is supposed to be the Assam logistic policy, and therefore it was a news in the Assam Tribune. Okay, chalo, coming to the next one. The Assam Cabinet August 8, 2022's news. Yato asile, not the next one, even with the logistic. I forgot that this I have included in this one. So you can see that features, what are the respective features? Dedicated logistic divisions headed by secretary rank officer, very important. Proposed evaluation and incentive disbursement through the ease of doing business. Industrial park developed by AIIDC, Assam Industry Infrastructural Development Corporation, and Assam Industry Development Corporation. Duta ase. Eta AIDC, eta AIIDC. Shall earmark 15% of its land for developmental of logistic infrastructures, including logistic parks, trucks, terminal, cold storage, warehouses, primary processing centers, etc. So, eblakot kihot ko ase logistic policy under. These are the prime area. Then also the Department of Revenue and Disaster Management shall prioritize conversion of land wherever required for setting up logistic facility. So, logistic chain to maintain koribol, we have to go ahead with some of the areas so that we can convert the facilities associated with the logistic policies in this coming time. The swift e-file disposal, that is standard operating procedures SOP for the e-files disposal in the Chief Minister's office, as Janta Bhavan is shifting to paperless administration from 2nd October 2022. So here ki hoise Janta Bhavan? Janta Bhavan is slowly turning towards digitalization. Okay, so today we are directly earmarked to go for a good number of facilities to go digitalized. And so we want to make everything digitalized so that we could have a proper account of everything. And therefore, to evade the concept of red tapeism. File or port file. Today, we are directly making it nil. As in nil, but we are directly in the process of making it very much nil. Okay, so yeah, simplification of the GIS payment. GIS money ki group insurance scheme. So allow deduction of shortfall and grant group insurance schemes in case the pensioner or the legal heir agrees to deduction with interest of the shortfall through a written undertaking. So yate GIS or kotha koise, therefore a new clause to be added in GIS to simplify and avoid delay in the payments of the GIS amount to beneficiaries. That is one of the aspect of this national logistic policy. Okay. Next ahi gol ki CM launches mission Bhumiputra. Kothom yata thoi diu thik ase. CM launches mission Bhumiputra. So mission Bhumiputra to ki hoy? So mission Bhumiputra is an another path breaking initiative of the government of Assam to carry forward the government's mission of public service to common people. Means it is made to enhance the governance mechanism of the government. And under this initiative, government will issue caste certificates to students through digital means, not in the offline mode. Remember that. The crucial word is what? The crucial word over here is digital. So digitally ki koribo? Caste certificates dibo. And therefore they will issue this caste certificates and jiblak offline issue howa hoisile hebilak ki hobo? Bondho hobo. So therefore everyone who are the students may submit the online applications for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, even the hills, scheduled tribe plains, MOBC, OBC, etc. So they can directly go for this particular program online and they can directly join this initiative so as to get the respective number of certificates that they need towards their respective categories. Okay, so yeah, and it's a great initiative by the government to reduce hassle of getting caste certificates in Assam. Zibur caste certificates ami janu je bahut jaliati kore ei caste certificates bila uliaute. Okay, bahut khini corruption hoy. So therefore to make this not go into some of the bad hands, obviously we need to access this caste certificates through some of the legitimized means. Hetu karone ei Bhumiputra to arambho kora hoise. Okay, so here the eligibility criteria bhi ase and who are the people directly under this program. Next, coming to this Lok Seva Award. So we have got Adarniya Lokpriya Gopinath Bodle. So therefore today we have to see that Lok Kalyan Divas at 5th August 2022 ami Lok Kalyan Divas ami palon korisu, and we therefore go ahead with the policies of this person who is Lokpriya Gopinath Bodle, who is our Chief Minister of Assam during independence. Okay, so a Lok Sabha award to ki hoy? So this will be the award given to non-gazetted officers or staff of government of Assam for their dedicated service, discipline, integrity, and to resolve to making governance responsive, effective, and smart. So Assam making great strides towards digital ecosystem. Okay, so etu venue yate diya goisile Lok Seva awards. Okay, so in this particular award, the peoples who are directly, supposedly Kali Porhi Mojali ko 3rd grade or 4th grade peoples. Okay, 3rd grade or 4th grade or jitu amar supposedly hinakon result olale. Okay, so eniko to nohoy je aji only the officers who are basically selected from the APSC or UPSC, only they are rendering service to the public. Obviously, even their contribution is very much important. Without them, even they cannot function. And obviously, it is vice versa. Without them also, they cannot function. So everywhere, only these people are appreciated because they were the leaders. They can take leads. So today, even they also needs to be appreciated. Or tekhetokolor karone, tekhetor dedicated service or karone, discipline or karone, integrity karone, tekhetokolor ki a particular award to diya jabo, that is known to be the Lok Seva Award. Okay, so therefore you can see that the Lok Seva Award, the recipients will be given 1-year extension of service beyond the retirement age. Aji ami janu retirement age ke diya 60 years. তো আজি লোকসেৱা এৱাৰ্ড যোনে যোনে পালে তেখেতসকলৰ এক বছৰ এটা বঢ়াই দিয়া যাব 61 ইয়াৰ্ছলৈকে তেখেতসকল চাকৰি কৰিব পাৰিব okay also they will get a cash award of 25000 each that is in rupees 25000 and obviously a citation that means you have done a great work doing work for the public okay so eblak bostu yate ami ana goise with this particular mission so 89 districts level employees have been selected out of 256 nominees from 35 districts 10 state level employees have been selected out of 99 nominees okay so yate selection khini kotha koa goise iman khini dorkar nai ami agor khini janile hol so now if I have to say about who is Gopinath Bordoloi so he was born in around 1890 and he died around 1950 okay so he was a politician an Indian independent activist and politician okay so next I will directly come up with the cheetahs are coming okay so we can see that this particular cheetahs which has been replaced from a region of Namibia in Africa okay from there I can directly say that the cheetah project and today we know that Iran is home to Asiatic cheetahs which are considered extremely endangered so African cheetahs have the most genetic diversity which is necessary for a founding population stock and therefore we have tried to bring on the cheetahs basically from Africa so that we can increase the population of these cheetahs in our country which are basically extinct okay so recently there has been a news that even a new calf have been born out of the cheetahs basically the males and the females which have been relocated from regions of Namibia in Africa okay so hetu eta okay so what are the other 7 green projects that have been established you can see the 70 megawatt Sonbil floating solar power project 100 megawatt Tejpur agrivoltaic project 40 megawatt Golaghat floating solar power project okay 200 megawatt Margarita solar power project okay then 50 megawatt Lower Kopili agrivoltaic project 60 megawatt Chandrapur solar project 100 megawatt Botrodoba agrivoltaic project which is basically in Nagaon okay so also we have got details of the 10 largest solar power plants in India it is the Bhadla in Rajasthan it is the Pavagara in Karnataka Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh Kunta in Andhra in 2000 mobile broadband high speed data internet access then we have to see about 2010 4G faster better 3G networks and lastly I can say about 5G where interconnected devices sensors and systems for consumers government and businesses are basically allowed so therefore accordingly I have seen that 5G is expected to form the backbone of emerging technologies such as Internet of Things and machine to machine communications so also it would be supporting a much larger range of applications and services including driverless vehicles telesurgery and also time data analytics so now the prime applications of 5G will be implemented of sensor embedded network that will allow a real time information across fields such as manufacturing, consumer durables as well as agriculture. So A2 ahigol code with respect to the benefits of 5G. Okay, frequency spectrum, all of which have their own uses as well as limitations. Okay, so A2 asle about 5G. Next ahijam ami ki freebie culture or product. Freebies mane free te bostu diar culture okay so if I have to go for what basically is the freebies okay so freebies are basically seen to be one thing which the government directly dictates to whom to the public okay so freebies eta culture amar eta boni goise so the political parties in India try to outdo each others in luring the Indian voters with assorted goodies called freebies are to political parties are sobotke beshi kore and this trend has gained more momentum in recent times with the political parties being innovative in their offerings as the traditional free water and electricity and is no longer sufficient as election goodies so the political karone azi eta chintoniyo karon hoy goise and therefore even freebie culture bad for state's financial health says Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu at that point of time, who was the ex-Vice President of India during that time. So hetu karone aji freebies karone bahut khini bostu free ke dibo pare yate manue political party e supposedly accident diye, okay, then monthly allowance diye to unemployed, daily wage worker, okay, women of, as well as gadgets like laptops, smartphones, etc., in order to secure the votes of the people. So this should not happen, and this should not directly become a major policy of every type of political parties to attend favors of the favors with respective to freebies. So hetu karone jodi aji eta kom, so what does the freebies favors? It facilitates growth, okay, also it helps lesser developed states, okay, lesser developed states ko help kore, okay, because in such kind of freebies becomes need or demand based, and it becomes essential to offer to the user in this respective element. Tapsot, if I see about the challenges or downsides of the freebies, yate ki ahi jay macroeconomically unstable hoy jay, because obviously freebies are given with respective to the tax that has come via the taxation system that has been prevalent in the country. So obviously freebies are bahut kini paisa gusi jay aru hekane tax rise hoy jay. Also it would impact the state's fiscal situation. Jodi basic freebies diute jay, then obviously it will impact the state's this state's economy, and state khone ketio bhalke agbahibo nwaribo. They cannot think about development obviously, aru manu bilako ki kole pelai they will make people lazy, people not going for work, just because they think that freebies directly impacts even the individuals who are not working, and is offered the free food as well as free type of elements which may directly hamper the individuality of a society. Okay, so yat hekhini eta amar damor challenge ahi jay about freebies. Okay, it is one of the principal biofuels which is naturally produced by the fermentation of sugars by yeast or via petrochemical processes, okay, such as ethylene hydration. So it has medical applications as an antiseptic and disinfectant. So starting with 5% blending, the government had set a target of 10% ethanol blending by 2022 and 20% blending by 2030. But today it has been revised that ami etia amar ki choli ase 5% choli ase, okay, but laheke ami 10% of jam, and it is at a goal of by 2025 aru laheke 20% le jam etia by 2030. Okay, so etu piswai kiwa karone gol because of the COVID pandemic. Okay, so etu eta important criteria hoy jay about ethanol. So the program is implemented in accordance with the national policy on biofuels. Okay, so etu hoy iman important topics nohoy ekini baki. Okay, aru ki kole till 2018 only sugarcane was used to derive ethanol. Now is one of the crops amongst the millets. Okay, because we know this year is the international year of millets. Hetu karone ami bajra use kori asu. Okay, next ki ahi jay Vidyanjali 2.0, the Ministry of Education to strengthen schools through voluntary support of individuals, retired professionals, government employees, NGOs, CSOs, private organizations, CSR, and community in the form of contribution of service or activity for the school of your choice, and contribution of assets or materials or equipments for the schools of your choice. So, so therefore, it's an appeal to all stakeholders concerned to register themselves in Vidyanjali 2.0 portal and contribute to the schools. Okay, so etu amar the important scheme is which is an initiative launched by the Ministry of Education. Okay, aru yate voluntarily support kori pelai ami retired professionals hoy jodi ba NGO hoy jodi ba kiba institution hoy jodi, they will go for the activity skills, assessment for children with special needs, adult education, preparing storybooks, mentoring to gifted talented children, support for preparation for entrance examination competition. Okay, so yar mazote hai bahut kini ahi jai even the sita wahi jai yate. Okay, state innovation and transformation, so if laga hi jai. Okay, yate good idea ase. Okay, then assets or material equipment ki dibo lage ki dibo na lage, so ebla dibo pare. Okay, konba je dibo bisare, if you also can contribute, you can also contribute to this one. So Vidyanjali 2.0 go pela sale ho. Okay, so the overall process providing support to schools, so etu eta ase supposedly onboard school, publish service or activity that korila, authorization from school, then voluntary registration korila, registered volunteers, participate in service activity, and also school feedback thakibo, volunteer feedback thakibo, also school khono pra school registration kori pela ami agbahi jabo paro. So this is the whole process that has been shown by this diagram. Okay, so shiksha par perspective. So the flag code did not replace the existing or the pre-existing rules. Okay, but it, however, an effort to bring together all the previous laws, conventions, and practices in one umbrella. So therefore it is divided into three parts. General descriptions are there. Okay, divided kora thake. General descriptions of the tricolor thake. Then rules on display of the flag by public and private bodies and education institutions. It will thake. Also rules of the display by government and government bodies. So tinta part like etu define thake. Okay, so therefore today if I have to say about the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign, so it's a campaign under the aegis of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to encourage people to bring the Tiranga of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, to encourage people to bring the Tiranga home and to hoist to mark the 75 years of India's independence. And to hoist to mark the 75 years of India's independence. Okay, so yat hetu karone a flag code of India kotha asile, and therefore this concept of Har Ghar Tiranga by Ministry of Home Affairs came into prominence during this time period of space junk. It is basically Russia. So Russia is the country which is directly having the more number of space junk, around 7,032. Okay, the number of spent rock bodies and other pieces of debris. Kar sobat ke beshi ase Russia. And followed by kon? USA. USA kiman ase? Around 5,260. Then followed by China. Okay, China kiman ase? Around 3,854. China ase. Tasot kar ase? France or ase? France or kiman ase? Around 520. Okay, then we have Japan. Japan kiman ase? Around 117. Then comes India with around 114. So India and Japan are not even difference nai. Okay, so India ase, tasot European Space Agency ahi jay. Tahator kom 60 man hoy. Hazards. Threat ase ki hoy? Operational satellites of threat ase. Khunda lagile operational jitu hoy ase, hetu beya hoy jabo pare. Also, it is directly the reduction orbital slots, space situational awareness, eblak hoy ase. Okay, so we have got various number of hazards associated with this particular element of what? Of this space debris. Also, we could see that there are various initiatives that has been launched by countries to curb this space debris. So, mostly India, ISRO 2022 there has been a program that has been started by ISRO, which is basically a system for safe and sustainable operation. Okay, so yate etuk naam disile IS4OM. IS4OM naam disile. Okay, bhalke koi moi IS4OM. Etu ki hoy? ISRO set up the system for safe and sustainable operation management to avoid collision with outer space objects. And even if I say about the project Netra, which is also an early warning system space to detect space debris and other hazards to Indian satellites. So project Netra, mon rakhiba, bahut important hai. Okay, so that is the one. Our global, even if I say about the Interagency Space Debris Committee, which is an international governmental forum to coordinate the efforts between space surfing nations. Yet so humayasa, NASA humayasa, JAXA humayasa, Roscosmos humayasa. Even you can see that United Nations also formed a committee on the peaceful use of the outer space, which is also known as the COPOS, COPOUS. Okay, that is the Committee on Peaceful Use of Outer Space. Even the European Space Agency has also launched a Clean Space Initiative, which aim to reduce the amount of space debris and promote sustainable. Yes, PM's intervention sought for early delimitation exercise in Northeast. So আজি আমি জানো যে বিকজ অফ দা এটা নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ কথা কৈ আছে, বাট আসামত ডেলিমিটেশনৰ কাৰণে আমি কি কৰিছো, দুখন তিনিখন চাৰিখন মান আমি কি কৰিছো, ডিস্ট্ৰিক্ট মাৰ্জ কৰি দিলো উইথ দা আৰ্লিয়াৰ ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টস. ওকে, সাপোজলি বজালি কৰি দিলো বৰপেটাৰ লগত. ওকে, দেন বিশ্বনাথ চাৰিআলি কৰি দিলো আমি শোণিতপুৰৰ লগত. ওকে, তামুলপুৰ কৰি দিলো বাক্সাৰ লগত. ওকে, সো এইবিলাক আমি মাৰ্জ কৰি দিলো, সাপোজ হুজাই কৰি দিলো নগাঁৱৰ লগত. সো এইবিলাক মাৰ্জ কৰি দিলো কিহৰ কাৰণে, ডেলিমিটেশনৰ কাৰণে. ঠিক আছে, সো therefore today you have to see about delimitation কি হয়. It literally means the act or process of limits or boundaries of territorial constituencies in a country to represent changes in population. So delimitation to kiho karone only on the basis of population. Okay, so we know that delimitation commission is work without any executive influence. Okay, and it kune kore mainly Election Commission of India, because the constitution mandates the commission's order are final and cannot be questioned before any court of law. Okay, so to provide equal And even if I see about the process of delimitation under Article 82, not 32, 82 of the Parliament enacts a delimitation act after every census. Even under Article 170, the states also gets divided into territorial constituencies as per delimitation act after every census. So I'm going to talk about the first delimitation exercise. It is during the time of 1950-51. And therefore the delimitation act was enacted by the time of 1952. So today the delimitation commissions have been set up 4 times. 52 63 73 and lastly 2002. So therefore today we have to see that though we have got a lot many number of issues with respect to delimitations and their respective cappings, so still we need to manage this area so that we can properly delimitate our respective areas, basically the areas which are having a good hold in these regions of Northeast. So it began the Delimitation Assembly and Parliamentary Constitution in Assam last year by using the census data of 2001 for the readjustment of seats. So the last delimitation constitution in Assam was done in 1976 on the basis of 1971 census. But etia koribo kihor opor 2001. So etu eta demand ahisil ki 2001 kio loi ase etu aru purana hoi jay 2011 kio non. Okay, karon tar pisot amar census aha nai. Jetu 21 ahibo laga asile but because of corona pandemic it went late. So etu koise demand ahi ase but amar lole ki 2001. Okay. So here a question, the commission said a ban has been put on place effective January 1, 2023 on the creation of new administrative units in the state till the exercise is complete. So etu karone jiblak amar notun ke bonwa goisile heblak ako adjust kori dile towards the old districts. Okay. So here section 80 of the AROPA allows for the delimitation of parliamentary and assembly constituencies in regions like it is the adoption of a set of beliefs which is identified with one particular would describe the abandoning of adherence and denomination and affiliating with the another. For example, Christian Baptist to Methodist or Catholic or Muslim Shia to Sunnis. So in some cases, religious conversions marks a transformation of religious identity and is symbolized by special rituals. So what is the need of these anti-conversion laws? So today we have seen that without these anti-conversion laws, there are in our constitution, we do not have got any rights to proselytize. Manok phusolai pelai convert korai. So the individual's right to freedom of conscience and religion cannot be extended to constitute a collective right to proselytize. Even in some form of activity, if the marriage needs to get occur, obviously the person needs to change his religion. So even the Supreme Court has observed that judicial note dissent that instances of people married by other misinterpretation or concealment of their religion needs to take into account. And such incidents not only infringe the freedom of religion of the persons so but also mitigate against the secular fabric of the country. So today you can see that this particular states, okay, they are very much hold about because in this particular states the conversions are very much frequent. Supposedly UP বহুত হৈছে, okay, Himachalat বহুত হৈছে, Kerala to koboi na lage. You can see about the Kerala stories which directly landed into controversy. Okay, so dekhoa goise that how these peoples are directly converted, how these peoples are ties, okay, to conversions. To ebla bostu ahi ase. Okay, so therefore we can say that every other state is directly focusing towards making it. So yate Himachal Pradesh Freedom of Religion Amendment Bill 2022 কথা আহে আৰু ইয়াতে anti conversion ওপৰত দুটামান আমি lines দি থৈ দিছো. Okay, চলো. Next, Europe rivers run dry as drought could be worst in 500 years. Okay, so that's why map kiman hoise rainfall deficit. Okay, alert vegetation stress wa gotekini red hoy ase Europe. We all know that this is the only continent where we do not have got any form of deserts. Na ami hot desert paw, na ami cold desert paw. That is in Europe. Okay, so what is drought? So it is generally considered as a deficiency of rainfall or precipitation over an extended period. And usually it's a season or more resulting in water shortage, causing adverse impacts of vegetation and on people. So what are the causes? Variability in rainfalls, deviation in the route of monsoon winds or any form of atmospheric winds. Okay, then we can see land degradation, forest fires. So it is based on the degree of dryness of rainfall deficit and in the length of dry period. So what is hydrological? hydrological drought. So it is based on the impact of rainfall deficits on the water bodies, such as stream flow. That's what is agricultural drought. Agricultural drought. So it refers to the impact of agriculture by factors such as rainfall deficits, soil water deficit, reduced groundwater level that is needed for irrigation. And socio-economic drought. So it considers the impact of drought conditions, be it meteorological, agricultural, or hydrological, on supply and demand of some economic goods such as fruit, vegetables, grains, and meat. So it was a socio-economic drought. So today we have got, and even the Europe has seen some of the worst drought in the last 500 years. So this time the European summer was this dry, which was basically in 1540. Okay, which even killed some boats. Iman pani komi goise. And as per the analytical reports by the Global Drought Observatory, which is an agency of the European Commission, about 64% of continent's landmass was experiencing drought conditions. And nearly 90% of the geographical area in areas in countries like Switzerland and France, and about 83% in Germany, 75% in Italy were facing agricultural. So there are various causes, because we can see that because of the prolonged and significant deviation of the normal weather pattern, increased modernization or going for infrastructural abilities, many of the Europe is yet to recover from the drought and from the degradation that can be seen in the coming times. So therefore we can see about the heat waves, which is abnormal temperatures of rise typically occurring between the future. Okay, so ebilak eta Europe jitu eta time of korile degradation. So aji tare eta fall paise dekhana. Anyways, so yare ki aise, adopt jute products as a bio-friendly alternative to plastic. So eta jutor kotha koi ase. So we know about jute. Temperature range kiman hoy between 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. Cold pattern about jute production in Assam kot hoy mainly Nagaon, Walpara, Borpeta, and Dorong. Okay, every area has directly got access to water bodies. Jute mainly alluvial soil hai aur etu well drained alluvial soil hobo lagi. Okay, so India today is the largest producer of jute, followed by Bangladesh and China. But however, in terms of acreage and trade, Bangladesh takes the lead. For around 3/4 of the global jute products in comparison to India 7%. So today jute is known as what? Another name. Golden fiber, yes, very correct. So it is used in what? Making gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarns, carpets, and various other artifacts. So we can see that adopt jute product as a bio-friendly alternative to plastic. So these are completely biodegradable and eco-friendly. 1 hectare of jute crops absorbs 50 metric ton of carbon dioxide and helps combat global warming. Use jute products in support over rupees 40 lakh farmer families and 7 lakh jute industry workers. Okay, so it families and 7 lakh jute industry workers. Okay, so it our focus asile with to make these jute products very much plenty in our focus asile with to make these jute products very much plenty in our state. So we are today at top 3. Assam top 3 asset. First West Bengal, second Bihar. FIFA bans India for third party influence. Okay, so we all know about Federation International de Football Association, which is FIFA.